Good morning. This is Tuesday, October the 22nd. I am now tackling an important relative awakening for everybody out there who hasn't seen this article that Elon Musk has made a clear statement that he thinks he's in touch with the average population around the world with the advice to tell us who are in the 99%, those of us who do not make even close to an average ratio of $20,000 a year. I'm lucky enough to be making what I make because of loved ones who left me something to contribute and go toward a career, maybe have a family. But guess what? That dream only got me halfway there. I have a house. I've worked retail jobs all my life. I've seen the struggle. I've never resourced to use the funds that were left to me by my dear loved ones who are now passed away. I will not divulge this privacy of that information because that's no one else's business. But I can speak from experience all the jobs I've worked. From 2008 through the hiring freeze, I started off at retail store Target, Super Target. I worked there until 2014 and then moved on to try to find work somewhere else. I tried lumber work. It's kind of backwards if you think about it. I worked essentially where most people go from lumber and construction to retail. I went from retail to construction. I got let go because I was an American and I was too high of a risk, too high of a liability. Couldn't afford to keep me. That was in Virginia. That's where I was. Now, having been followed my career and where my path took me, having left retail, I tried car sales, which was therefore the last attempt in Virginia that I ever made before a big turnaround and a big gap in my life. Now, the big gap that I'm talking about was when I worked landscaping for a year. And landscaping I was very familiar with as I was raised on a farm with horses. And as a teenager, my only responsibility was taking out the trash, mowing the front yard, weed whacking, trimming, edging, using a weed eater, electric powered. In my case, it was always gas powered. I've converted to electric solely, at least on small end jobs. Electric's the better option if you live on a residential place. It conserves, economic impacts, and it gets the job done just fine. I can actually vouch for the trimmer that I use, but this isn't about the kind of trimmer I use. This is about Elon Musk's statement that he thinks that he knows best for what it takes to become a successful worker. Now, I may not speak for all Americans, but I can say with harsh criticism to Mr. Elon Musk in this article, which you guys have not even yet seen, I will be making a personal customized video that will surprise you, as this is the surprise that you'll be waiting for to hear from me and my small bit of information. The first article will be the follow-up to this. I'll post that video first and this one second. So you're basically getting something that I have already made as a preordained surprise, so you kind of know a little bit more about me and why I have my rights to make my criticisms on Elon Musk and what my claims are to why I think he's wrong to think that he can tell the average American, tell a father who has multiple children, a mother who has multiple children. In this case, he only listed a father with multiple children, more than an excess of, 5 kids, and then essentially goes into the construct of trying to define that you have to work more hours, invest more time to make more money to make it worth it. Even sourced him and his brother, which I've said this before in a previous uploaded video on my reporting of criticism on Mr. Elon Musk. He is so far out of touch with his wealth and his power to think that he can even compare, that he knows what life is like or what's best for the people of everyday life. And there is no reason why there's controversy about this, because he's a rich billionaire. He has untapped internet connectivity through satellite power. And if you've read the articles that I've released, you'll know this. It's not my sourced information. It came from the professor in the University of Virginia, Viva Vahanathan, if that's the right way to say his name. I would have to source it again to pull it up. But the main part of what I'm getting at is that Elon Musk is so far out of touch with everyday Americans and their struggle and their life. For him, in his wealth class of where he sits on top of the world as the richest single man, he may not be the richest in the world, but he's definitely the richest soul man. So he's number 2 in terms of total old people, but he's number 1 in terms of the richest man. So under the construct of the full built wealth that he has amassed and what he's built his legacy on, even his brother has built this green project about kids that have the opportunity to learn agricultural farming. You tell me right now, everyday Americans, do you really think kids, or kids that are listening to this, or parents that pass this to their kids, do you really think kids want to work in the agricultural field, working the crops out in the hot sun? Do you really think that's the future for children? Do you think that's their only career? And if this is what Elon Musk and his brother have successfully created, do you really think that's a staple print, a turning point, a pivotal moment in success for him with all his wealth and all his intellect, all of his inventions, to be telling us that him and his brother have the best advice to give because they've done their part to help in a full-scale effort to really contribute and help others? I say, no, Mr. Elon Musk, stay in your own lane, and you're a danger to the Americans who you are pushing this rhetoric to feed into the negative crowd, to join into Trump's angry groups of people and supporters and independent voters, and for that matter, any other political person in this country that is not swayed or not fully decided on this pivotal moment in history as the election is coming up. You need to stay out of politics, sir. You are negatively influencing and negatively turning the pages in the annals of history where we are watching. Everyday Americans and people are watching. I am watching, and I am seeing exactly what you're doing, pushing your money and your wealth when you should just stay in your lane and fix your Tesla cars, fix your pursuit of what you're pursuing to go into outer space to make sure if you're going to build a colony on Mars, you're not going to expose children to radiation and all the negative effects of outer space that can come with that, because most people won't even be able to afford to go to outer space for that journey. Maybe the top elite, wealthiest people. And who are you going to subject to this anyway? Guinea pigs? Test subjects? Where's the humanitarian level of care for the earth that we live on today, where you're so fast, quickly built on your Tesla company, hold no accountability, have full power and access through internet connectivity because of your satellites through Starlink. And those are subject to questions as to why the Russians have had full access to use those against the Ukrainian people because they're so susceptible. And that you didn't want to get involved with the Ukrainian territorial boundaries between Russia and Ukraine because you knew you would be held accountable. And even still, even after, with the ground areas that you set up with these Starlinks, they've still become a target area for those of whom are affected in Ukraine and us, the rest of us around the world, watching every day as the Vladimir Putin, the dictator, war criminal, wages war against his own people. He must enjoy killing his own people. It's sickening. We are far sick of war. And even the Ukrainian people are fed up with this. The whole world's fed up with this. A majority of every country in the world is fed up. We're watching. The UN is watching. Total forces of people around the world that don't have resources. There are more people out there contributing their resources to help people, even in respects to Bill Gates, who's putting toilet and sanitary use in third world countries, and Mr. Beast, famous YouTuber, putting down his goal to land 100 wells in the great continent of Africa. There are people out there with less masses of nobility, of fame and fortune, of which, even to Bill Gates, he's famous for creating what he's created through all of the many parts of Microsoft and other formats I can't all list because I'm not sourcing every detail that he's done. But he's even opened up charities and wellness. And even if he was once affiliated and knew Jeff Epstein, it doesn't prove that the nerd himself at heart, Mr. Bill Gates, is a creep. He's at least done something. He's accountable for his, skeleton of the skeletons in the closet, I mean to say. But at least there are other people in this time and day and age doing something good for this country and making a staple print of what comes out of America, because we're supposed to be a shining beacon of hope. And not just hope, but possibility of growth and innovation for children and the future minds. And the question is, where is that? Right now, kids are forced to go through the same rhetoric with less benefit of opportunities of places to turn to work. Retail, construction sector, maybe healthcare, maybe nursing. It's in the same field, I realize. It's technological advancements, go to the military, go to the army. Those are all proud jobs, but a lot of the avenues most people can't even find. And there are a lot of people who struggle to find work. And I know that I speak for many. I can't source all information there, but I say for many of the people out there, there's more people without work that would disagree with Mr. Elon Musk, that they can't even find a job to work 100 hours. Even if they could, maybe they don't want their kids to be stuck in that kind of work. Maybe the parents that are doing that work are doing it for their kids, and they're proud of what they're doing. They're not trying to just take the easy way out. They're proud to work for their kids. So that's what I'm going to say in this mini short. Of this length, of however this turned into. I can't see it because I've got the phone turned around in my iPhone. I can't turn around and get a full capture of the article or anything else. I can only hold it like this. So I'm going to say that. That's me signing out. McLuvin, Philip Mills, activist to the journalism and the truth of which I report here as a journalist, and also in the context of what I'm reporting for the fact that Mr. Elon Musk, you need to stay in your own lane, sir. Thank you.